Never be afraid to try something new, because life gets boring when you stay within the limits of something you already know.
When Jamie and I decided to become first-generation farmers, I don't think we understood or grasped the magnitude of how many firsts that we're going to have on this endeavor. From the first time we walked on this property, to the first time we decided to plant our garden and where to plant our garden, to the first harvest, to the first time enjoying the bounties of our fruit and our labor. From the first time we brought animals on this property. I mean, now we got chickens, we have ducks that we haven't introduced you guys to, we got pigs, quail, rabbits, just a multitude of different animals and a lot of opportunity that we have created on this farm just to be able to say we're the first but not the last. We're going to be harvesting honey for the very first time from our honeybees on this property. Now, it's not our very first time of actually harvesting honey. Of course, Jamie will put a video up there for you guys, but it's our first time harvesting from these bees and also from a langstroth hive. We're used to the top bar hive, and then also using our honey extractor for the first time. Now, with that being said, it's a learning opportunity for us, and we don't know everything about farming, we don't know everything about honeybees, so we are going to make some mistakes, and we hope to learn from the mistakes and then show you guys what we did wrong, and that way you don't make those same mistakes or make those same learning opportunities, I should say. Getting back to the honeybees, now I will say that I'm not too big of a fan of the langstroth hive, and I'm gonna tell you why. Now, I know some enthusiasts or beekeepers out there are going to be shaking their head at me or pumping their fists at the screen right now, but just being honest with you, I seeing that top bar hive and pulling that bar out for the very first time and seeing the intricacies of the comb that the bees have shaped to the contour of the hive, and then it just seems natural as a beekeeper and as well as natural for the bees to be able to create their own comb. Now, there are some benefits to the langstroth hive. Now, one, it's pretty much plug and play, but what I don't like about it is the simple fact is I can't really harvest the comb. Started with a top bar hive, so that's one thing I found that I enjoy when it comes to harvesting honey, is being able to take that comb and cut it off and see that honey just drizzle from that comb, and you just take a sliver and put on some cheese and a cracker. My mouth is watering right now, people. But enough of that, we're gonna go ahead and get into some honeybee harvesting. I am trying to get this fire lit. So this hive right here is actually 2 years old, meaning that the first year we didn't extract any honey or do anything to this hive, and our plan was actually to do the same thing with the hive behind us, but they seem to be growing pretty quickly, and so I put a super on top of there to see if they can build out and give us some more honey this year. It wouldn't be Mad Acre fashion if we didn't give you guys some quick tips and tricks on honeybee or anything that we do on this farm. One thing you want to do is make sure that you're prepared, you have the proper attire on so that you don't get stung. Again, Jamin. Also, you want to make sure that you have the proper tools. I am going to need my pry bar. I'm going to need a trusty brush to clean off the bees, and then my smoker, which is pretty much help keep the bees from spreading their pheromones, their hormones, to let the other bees know I'm at to sting me. Now, also you want to make sure that you have extra hive supplies, such as another super. We are in peak flow here, so I'm going to be putting another super on to hopefully help them build that out, also prevent them from swarming. Those are my tips and tricks here. Yeah, so hopefully you guys appreciate that. If so, make sure you hit that like button. Another thing you want to do, I've seen on Facebook where people pull out their honey supers a little too soon. You want to make sure that your bees have capped the honey. The reason that is due to the moisture content. Honeybees will cap out the honey when the moisture content is around 18% or less. And the reason you want to do that is because if you don't, it's not going to be shelf stable, meaning that that honey has water in it and it can spoil. So all this honey, I checked this last week, so the honey has been capped. And what I'm doing here is just smoking these guys. I don't want to smoke them too much, but I'm not gonna lie, I was in here last week and I didn't have my smoker and they got under my veil because this is not the veil that goes with this suit. And I had to take off the veil and become a runner or a track star. Try to get one out here to show you guys, and then we gotta push these bees down even farther. There's tools out there that you can buy to help that you can put in, and it pushes the bees down. There's bee excluders, or you can do a chemical deal. Mad Acre Farm budget is not there yet, so what we do is we're gonna do it the old school way, where I take a brush and just wipe them off. But you can see there, the honey's capped, meaning that this is shelf stable, so we can take this honey safely and store it. I understand why people say don't use deeps as supers, because that super is really heavy right now.
You're pretty awesome, Ryan.
Huh?
I said you're pretty awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You are.
You're self-taught. This is self-taught, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I wonder how those people do it without a bee suit, Ryan. Like, you see people do it without a bee suit.
They're just comfortable. They've been doing it for a long time. They got confidence.
And so they don't get stung because they're confident?
They're just confident, or they're used to it.
Or they get stung and it doesn't even bother.
It doesn't bother them. Yeah. Eventually, I would like to go back to the top raw hive.
Would you build another one, or would you buy one?
I would buy one because the one that we had wasn't square or wasn't accurate.
But it did the trick.
It did do the trick, but it wasn't. It had some issues.
Yeah.
And so it did made for where the bees were whatever they call cross-billing comb.
Yeah. Did you have another? What do you call those? A frame? Did you have another frame that wasn't capped?
Do
you have two frames that weren't fully capped, or just one?
No, just one.
Okay.
So far. But I've been in here and checked this, so I knew what to expect.
Have you checked the other bees? Are those
yeah,
cannoli? Is that what we call
they're
them?
actually working on that super right now.
Now I feel like they're a little bit more aggressive. That hive's a little bit more aggressive than this hive.
I would say it just all depends. Depends on how you work with them.
Yeah.
And again, that hive is actually filling out a lot faster than this hive. This hive right here, we had some problems at first. I thought we had lost our queen. I think we just they created a new queen.
Yeah.
And we didn't have hardly any eggs. They hadn't filled out the bottom. The bottom deep was not even filled out. So what I did was I rotated them. So I took the middle deep, or the bottom, I took the top deep and moved it to the bottom, and then they filled it out. So see, this is pretty impressive what they did in the matter of, this was about a month ago.
Yeah.
So see what they done in the matter of months.
But I will say we've added a lot to the property in the forms of, you know, pollination mixes for the flowers.
Yeah, but I mean, if we don't have the manpower there to harvest that pollen and to harvest the honey and to build out the frames and create honey and help take care of the eggs and stuff like that, if you don't have that manpower in the hive, or I should say woman power.
You should say woman power because they're all women.
There's men in here.
Barely. So they're probably, you know, they're probably in the bottom. You know what? They're probably at the bottom, just sitting there.
They do.
Cooling
off.
off.
They don't do anything.
Watching TV.
They don't do anything.
Hollering. Telling them to bring them some honey.
Get some deadbeat daddies. But that's why they get killed off in the wintertime. Then we're gonna take this out and we're gonna sit this in the refrigerator until later on today.
Okay.
And then we'll extract it. And then we'll tally up how much honey we have, how many pounds of honey. Hopefully it's about,
what do you
I'm saying it's about 60 pounds.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. Now, the downfall is we still have some bees in there.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna be mad. All those bees.
But we don't have as many.
What are you coming this way for?
Trying to walk away from them. Where they at?
Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna have you take this.
Have to take what?
The honey.
No, what are you saying? Brian, I'm not wearing a suit, buddy. They even think it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. It's a very bad idea. Confidence. 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 Have confidence. Have confidence. Have confidence.
I'm gonna put this in the commercial fridge. That way the honey doesn't melt.
Okay.
I mean, I shouldn't say element. That way the wax doesn't melt.
Okay.
Because it's hot today. And then
because they fan it to keep it cool.
Yeah, they do. Oh. They regulate the heat in there, but I don't want this sitting out and wax and plus pest gets to it or something like that.
Okay, you heard the man. We'll see you guys in a few.
So we're not going to get too in depth in this process here. If you guys would like to see a video, please drop some comments below, and we'll definitely do an in-depth video if there's some interest or demand for that video. Right now, I'm just going to get right into it.